Happy Sexual Independence Day, Betty.
Thank you. That's the only thing I want to focus on. 4th of July is Sexual Independence Day.
Now, when were you sexually independent? Because there's a defining moment that it happens to all of us.
It was when I decided that I wanted to show Grant that I could have an orgasm by myself. And I thought, I'm really afraid to do this, but I had this that I had to, so that he...
You had to push through it. And
he knew I wasn't dependent on him for all of my orgasms. Like this one woman he was seeing, and he was complaining about.
The pressure, which I think can happen when you're in a love,
Without you, I don't have anything. I can't have an orgasm.
Yeah.
I don't get any affection.
I don't think that's attractive.
At all.
No.
So I had just figured out how to make my money after the thing with my ex-husband.
Oh, so you get your divorce. Now you're financially independent. You're doing your own thing.
It took a year. I got a job. I was making the same amount of money that... he called at the end of the year and says, there won't be a check in the mail because I just lost my job. And I went, okay.
Hop to it.
Get busy, Dodson. How old am I then? I don't remember.
40s. So you're economically independent, which I think is a big part of becoming sexually independent.
It just happened. It just happened that I started making my own money again. And then I thought, and I was very focused on independence, becoming a whole person in my own right. So I thought, okay, the next thing is sexual independence. So I called Grant and I said, how would you like to watch me masturbate to orgasm so I can celebrate my sexual independence day? And he said,
I'll be right there.
He said, I'm ready.
I want to see the show.
And it was, and then I get there, and it was very cute because he left just enough space in between us.
Yeah, that he wasn't in it.
That I was the performer and he was the audience. So I start off with my, and I start doing my hand very delicately. And I never do that. I'd reach in and I'd start
You were performing a little. You were performing.
So I'm going into performance, and it's, nothing's happening. And then my mind goes, all right, smartass, what if you can't come? And I went,
uh-oh.
And then I thought, the whole thing was like, what am I trying to prove? This is sick.
It's not really about him, it's about you.
And at that point, he says, I look in the window and I see a beautiful woman playing with her hot clit. And I go,
dirty talk.
Oh. And I sink back into it. And I did. I had a medium orgasm.
In front of someone else. That's a big thing, though.
It was huge. It was huge. It was like for the first time I was demonstrating my sexuality.
Huh.
What was your...
What was my... It's interesting because I think I've had moments like that. This past weekend, Saturday night, I was all by myself, and I never get a Saturday night to myself, and there's a lot going on in my life right now, a lot of struggle and challenge and trying to keep balanced and happy and joyful. And I know that in my early years, like in my 20s and 30s, when I was becoming a lawyer and in town, I used sex was like my stress release. And I would find a partner that was really good, and then we would just have the booty calls, and we would like have the marathon sex sessions, and it didn't mean anything, and it's like I had to have it. It was like I had a pattern. Go out at like 8, 9 o'clock, have a few drinks, have the sex, finish it off, go home, and it wasn't fulfilling. So this Saturday night, I decided I had a bath, I put on music.
You had a date with yourself?
I had a date with myself. I smoked a joint. And then, I got out of the bathtub and I was looking at myself in the mirror and kind of getting turned on by myself. And then I went into the bedroom and I got all my sex toys out, and I took the time to do a full vulva massage.
Good.
And really get my clit primed, and then I went into penetration, and then I popped in the vibrator.
You don't need to depend on anybody.
No. And it doesn't come from a place of fill this hole. It comes from a place of, let's share something really amazing.
Well, let's see. You were 40. That's 40. When did it happen for me?
Probably 40-ish.
I was 39. I beat you by a year.
Yeah.
Whether it happens when you're 20, 30, or 40, the fact that you can have your own independent, happy orgasms is where it's at. Happy Sexual Independence Day.